Welcome everybody to today's draft. We are doing the new set that just came out. We have Gruff Triplets. There's a battlefield. If it wasn't a token, create 2 copies. When it dies, put a number of counters on it equal to its power and each other creature. So the joke is you get 3/3/3s for 6 mana. When one of them dies, you get 2 6/6s, and then when that dies, you get a 12/12, right? So pretty powerful effect. Seems like a reasonable first choice here. If this wasn't in the pack, what is like the next best card? I would probably be looking at Tanglespan Lookout or beyond that, I maybe be looking at Edgewall Pack or Edgewall Inn or it's questionable after that. All right. What do we got going on here? We have Elvish Archivist. When one or more artifacts enters the battlefield under your control, put 2 counters on this. Whenever one or more enchantments enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. They only trigger this. Each of them only triggers once per turn. So that works with the roll tokens are enchantments and food tokens are artifacts. So it there's a payoff on both ends for this card. We have Ruby. So this is a mana creature that has haste that's also like a 3/4. I think in a red-green deck, Ruby is probably better than Elvish Archivist. It's also a second color though is the problem, and I don't know I'm necessarily going to be red-green. I think these are super close, and if you wanted to take Ruby, I think you'd be totally within your rights to do so. I think outside of that, probably that black creature that made a wicked roll. So here we have Picnic Ruiner, which is a pretty impressive red-green card. You can pay 4 mana to put 3 counters anyway. You can put 3 counters on 1 creature, or 1 counter on 3 creatures, or 2 in 1, whatever. There's Hopeless Nightmare, which I think is more of a black-white card than a green-black card, but it does draw a card off Elvish Archivist, so there's something to be said for that. There's Stab Wound, which also draws a card off Elvish Archivist. Probably maybe look at Stab Wound here. What is this? Beginning of your upkeep, an opponent controls more lands than you, make a treasure token. Card's probably reasonable. Picnic Ruiner is also really good, though. This is a red-green card. This is a black card. You know, maybe I'm actually going to take the Picnic Ruiner. Even though I passed the red-green card, I think this is actually a more powerful card. Here we have Archive Dragon, Picklock Prankster, which I had 10 in my previous deck, and I didn't like it very much. I think you probably want 11. I think 11 might be the minimum for this. Destroy target creature with mana value 3, create a food token. So that works with our Archivist to make a token. We have Bellowing Bruiser. This can work with the Archivist to draw a card. So that's kind of good. How do we want to do this? Honestly, I think Feed the Cauldron's probably the best card, but I'm going to try to go in red-green and try to cut off that off, so there's Ferocious Werefox, or there's Edgewall Pack. I think they're both pretty good, but this can draw a card off of Elvish Archivist. Whereas Edgewall Pack is just generically good, but the problem is you're actually flooded on 4-drops. What are the other options here? Stingblade Assassin. These types of effects are historically pretty bad. Monstrous Rage is probably pretty good. This is really cheap, and it's also a roll, so you can draw a card off it. So it's +3/+1 in Trample, and that's pretty good. I'm gonna try this out. For 1 mana, that's pretty hard hitting and tight fitting for 1 mana. And then we have Garruk's Uprising, which is like, seems like an excellent red-green card. So it says when it enters the battlefield, draw a card if you have a creature with 4 or more, and then whenever you play a creature with power 4 or more, or whenever one enters the battlefield under your control, you draw a card. It also gives your creatures trample. So it does a lot of stuff. I think Ratcatcher Trainee is also a reasonable choice. Now we have Shatter the Oath, Spider Food. Maybe we're not red-green from looking at this, because we have a bunch of black cards in this pack. We have Brave the Wilds. Ground Seal, which is more of a white-green card. There's Scream Puff. There's Shatter the Oath. We can still go into black. I think Scream Puff might be better than Shatter the Oath. I think 5 mana kill a guy is nothing special. Sky Beast Tracker, it seems like pretty mopey for a giant spider. Edgewall is pretty good. And the Scream Puff is still here. 4/5 Death Touch that also like is basically lifelink, because if you attack and they don't block, you're gonna gain 3 life. It also is an artifact for Elvish Archivist. Like, and all honestly, I don't think we're green. I actually think we're red-black. We just haven't seen any green cards, right? Like, I saw this Garruk's Uprising, but the problem is we passed that Ruby card, the red-green card. So that was probably the death knell for going red-green when we passed that red-green uncommon. So things are not working out for us, but that's all right. We can go into red-black. Pretty good if we were green-white, which we are not. Okay, when Twisted Sewer Witch enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 black rat token, and then for each rat you control, create a Wicked Roll token attached to that rat. There's also 3 Bowls of Porridge, which is probably the choice here. Been hugely impressed by this. There's also Candy Grapple. You think Twisted Sewer Rich is gonna be better than 3 Bowls of Porridge? I think if you're the ideal black-red wrap deck, maybe? Maybe we can take Candy Grapple instead of 3 Bowls of Porridge. I don't know. It's an interesting decision to make. So we have the Archon. It seems like we have a lot of black cards to choose from. This is an uncommon, but I feel like Feed the Cauldron, creating a food token, seems like a pretty potent card. I think this could be okay if we were into that. I don't think we are, though. This is Dark Tutelage we want nothing to do with. No, I don't want anything to do with. Eaten by Nightmares, Sir Aramont, Impact Tremors. Impact Tremors is a reasonable card. There's Voracious Vermin. And Crabby Giant. I think Taken by Nightmares seems pretty good. Gruff is an insane card. There are no green cards in packs. I'm not going 8 forests, 9 swamps with only black cards and Gruff triplets. Let's take the Taken by Nightmares. I think the Scry 2 might be better than it looks. Gosh, this Up the Beanstalk is so good as well. Should we like maybe look at going into green-black? I could see going into green-black because Elvish Archivist and Gruff Triplets are pretty good magic cards. We have no real reason to be red. Let's try looking into green-black perhaps and take out this Up the Beanstalk. Toadstool Admirer, Prophetic Prism. Put target permanent card from your graveyard on top of your library. Probably not looking for that. Maybe we try this. This Twisted Sewer Witch is... I don't know how many rats we're gonna have. I haven't seen very many rat makers that weren't black. Barrow Naughty, Growling Crescendo. So there's this Ferocious Werefox. Maybe that's what we're looking for. It can help me draw a card off the Elvish Archivist. It's an enchantment for the Warehouse Tabby. Evolving Wilds I'm usually a fan of, but Ferocious Werefox also enables Garrick's Uprising, so it seems like maybe that's the card we're looking for. There's Bakery Raid, there's Brave the Wilds. I think Brave the Wilds might be what we're looking for here. Might be able to splash a good card from the Lex pack. Another Up the Beanstalk. Okay. Now we're just looking for some acceleration here, some mana. Oh, the 3 Bowls of Porridge came back. Exile target artifact or enchantment your opponent controls. This makes a food token? I don't know. Let's take the 2/2. I don't think we're going to play it. Verdant Outrider. Works with Garrick's Uprising. Maybe we can take that one. I don't know if we want to be playing this Hopeless Nightmare. I don't think we have enough. I don't think we have a ton of bargains yet, do we? I mean, obviously I just put 2 bargains away, but... So what is this? Okay, add green-blue. Okay, Destroyon seems like a reasonable splash card. Oh yeah, we can maybe do that guy. Okay. What do we have here? Oh goodness. Hey Zaz, thanks for the prime. If you would pay life while your library has at least that many cards on it, exile that many cards from the top of your library. Okay, so nothing. Look at the top 2 cards of your library. Exile one of them and put the other into your hand. Okay, so +1 draw card. -2, make 2 1/1s that at the beginning of your combat on your turn, if a card is put in exile, put a counter on this creature. It's a wall of text. We're going to take it, right? Does it work with this? All right, we're going to take it and figure out what it does later.
Why fight?
Okay, Agatha's Champion. I've seen this card before. She said something I wasn't listening. Agatha's Champion. Bargain, trample, enters the battlefield. If it was bargain, it fights up to 1 target creature you don't control. Works really well with Up the Beanstalks. Works really well with, like, doing stuff. So this seems pretty strong. I think just the Twisted Sewer Witch is looking suspicious. Probably our worst 5-drop. Enters the battlefield. If it was bargain, each opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life. Yeah, I mean, I can see that being okay. This Sewer Witch is perhaps not on my list of things I want. This used to be Vampire Sovereign, right? Is that what it is? 3 black, 3/4? All right. Ginger Brood, Edgewall Pack, Tangle Span Lookout. Whenever outer is about to control, draw a card. We don't have a lot of auras going on here, do we? Fairy, Spreading Seas. I mean, I don't think we're going to play any of these cards. I don't think we're going to play any of these cards, but... Ego Drain. If you don't control a fairy, exile a card from your hand. Oh, we don't have any fairies. Another Scream Puff. Maybe I'm just overestimating the Scream Puff. I don't know. I've been pretty impressed by it, though. Although I really wish I had gotten an acceleration. The one on the green 1/3. I guess that's a super high pick, because I haven't seen any of these packs. Like, I think the person next to me is green. So this is proving to be a difficult thing to be doing. Alright, Fell Horseman's probably pretty good here. Just it has raised dead on it. Yeah, we really needed that one on a green 1/3 that taps out a green. I don't think we saw one in the draft, but that is definitely the card we're looking for. We're not going to play any of these cards, so... Take the Besotted Knight, which is probably the best card there. You saw one in the pack with Garrick's Uprising? Yeah, it would have definitely been better than Garrick's Uprising. Oh, here's the Vermin. We definitely want it. That's a good card to tab here. I like the Vermin a lot. Another... do we want to third up the Beanstalk? I kind of feel like we don't. Like, maybe we want this guy instead. Rowan's Grim Search. This card is basically Surveil 4, draw 2, lose 2. At least it has been in my experience. I don't think we can splash very easily. We didn't get we didn't really get any mana fixing. Why? This is like one of the best white commons. It's just like in the pack, no big deal. You like the Witch? Yeah, maybe we play the Witch. It seems okay with the Screen Puff, right? Make sure our opponent lose a ton of life. Do we want a Rat Out? I don't know if we want Rat Out. I think we maybe need to take out one card, maybe two. No, we more towards 18 lands than 16. I mean, if I had to guess what the worst cards in our deck, like... Is it Warehouse Tabby? Virgin Outrider's gotta be pretty bad. How many hits does this have? It has 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it doesn't have that many. It's more of a red-green card than it is a black-green card, that's for sure. Yeah, Grim Search is going to be hitting some lands for us. 3 mana draw 2. Just a divination to get some lands. I wonder if Rat Out is actually better than Hopeless Nightmare in this deck. It probably isn't, right? I don't know what sort of magical Christmas land scenario you're thinking of with Not Dead After All on Rupture Plus. That's just like... it's just so far. Like, yeah, It's so convoluted. So you have this gruff triplets, and you attack, and they for some reason they decide to kill the real one instead of a token. And you cast a knotted after all, and they have nothing. And your reward is you get 3 6/6s at the end of it. I mean, but you've already cast Grove Triplets. Don't you already win? I feel like that's really not necessary. I think this card could be reasonable. I'm just not seeing. I think I have just too many non-creatures for it to be reasonable. So, I think we actually need to go more green into, because we have triple green and we have 2 up the beanstalks and a Brave the Wilds that can help us get a black. So. Alright, this seems like a good deck. So, let's see if that's how it's going to pan out here. I don't think we have a ton of removal. Not as much as I would like. I don't have any fight spells. Little concerned about the curve. Curve doesn't exist. Curve is a made-up concept. Might want to hold on to this for it to just be a 3/3. Roll? Please say it's a roll, no? Okay. Maybe they play the roll card post combat, because I played my instant. Yep. Well played, opponent. I'm probably not going to find a better card than this to kill. We'll see. I'm taking 3 damage, because maybe they play a better card than a 3/3. They did not. What do we feel about Sweet Tooth Witch here? I kind of feel like I just want to chain 5 drops. I'm not sure this is... I mean, it's better than a blank. But the thing is, it's better than a blank. But we gotta be able to do better than that. It's not like it's going away for sure, because we're gonna shuffle our deck from this Brave the Wilds. I don't even know what this does, but I assume it does something. Give me that gruff triplets.
In the art of battle, such enticing.
Where are those gruff triplets at, buddy? Lose your last card, by the way. Woo! Woo! Wait, I'm choosing the card to exile? Oh, no! Why would they do that? Why would I choose the card to exile instead of choosing the card to not exile? Oh!
So desperate.
Come on.
Focus on your fears.
It's not reading Rainbow. It's just like, how many cards in Magic, when it says look at 2 cards, say choose one of them and put them into your hand? There's one in this set called Sleight of Hand. How do you think Sleight of Hand is worded? Oh, wait, that doesn't even work. That was a bad... Maybe that was bad. It was my scry doesn't even work. Alright, maybe that was bad. Maybe that was bad. Oh, apparently opponent has had enough. I agree. I guess they don't know we have 4 lands in our hand. That was a free mistake we made. I'm telling you, that's just bad design. Why would you not choose... Why would they make you choose the one that you don't want? Hello? People choose what they want. People don't choose what they don't want. Liliana's, by the way, the 1 black Liliana is the same darn way, if you're wondering. Liliana, you have to separate your permanents into 2 piles. You choose the one to lose, not the one to keep. It's so silly. I mean, this guy's gonna hit me for 1,000,000 damage if I don't block it, right? Oh, I guess there's that one in a blue -4 and -0 I should probably be playing around. Yep, never mind. They had it. Well, lesson learned. We mulligan this game, no big deal. Yeah, but Ornoth, if they know it's bad in Liliana, why would you make Ashiok in the new set in 2023? Why would you choose the card to lose? Please tell me I'm not alone in this. I want to play Sweet Tooth Witch because I think it's more mana efficient this way, even though the Archivist won't get 2 counters. That's a curious play, unless you got a plan to put a roll on it. Wow. My Gruff Triplets is going to be challenging to play. Any enchantment destruction? I have player destruction. Does that count? Isn't that the best sort of enchantment destruction? There's the 2-mana 2/2 we're not playing. I don't think that, not that one. Not that one. Where is he? This guy? We're not playing this guy. Oh yeah, the bargained card makes a haste 3/3 to block this guy. I didn't even think about that. Not sacking the Gingerbrood? The Gingerbrood's just too valuable? Would you rather Surveil 4 or have a Gingerbrood? I think we all know the answer to that. Our opponent missed on the lands. I mean, it's rude to laugh. It's rude to laugh. But I'm just saying, you had the option to Surveil 4 by sacking your Gingerbrood, and you chose not to. I'm just saying. This was avoidable. Oh, wait, they sacked their spreading... Wait, they could have sacked Spreading Seas! Wait! They didn't even have to sack Gingerbrood, right? They could have sacked Spreading Seas to Surveil 4. I don't know, man. I don't know about this. Our Elvish Archivist is truly not happy with the fact that we didn't have a counter, but I don't know. Are we getting spell stuttered? Disdainful Strokes, whatever. Our opponent is in a precarious position as we have 4 burn in play. Oh, I made that. Yeah, Rastier. I've done that before. Yeah, now, in addition, the 3 bowls of porridge can be used to tap a creature to force damage in, right? So, enemies in an extremely precarious position. But first, Gingerbrute must attack. Do we want to sack? Like this, playing this doesn't do a whole lot, does it? I mean, I guess it does. I kind of want to just play this, draw a land and a spell, play this, tap this, attack. I kind of just want to do that. Well, that's interesting. I'm not sure that was right. We could, in theory, like, attack the Sweet Tooth Witch and then, like, return it after they block it. Yeah, that Gingerbread's been pretty vicious. No, I think it's done, like, 6 damage, right? 5 damage? 6 damage? They had a 2-2 earlier, and then I took 2 for my own spell. I don't know what that does. That seems bad, though. For each creature your opponents control, create a curse roll token attached to that creature. I don't like that. Oh, my Elvish Archivist. Oh, wait, it doesn't remove abilities? Oh, that actually wasn't that bad. That really didn't do much at all. They're at 3. And we have this thing to apply in our hand. Hopefully they can't kill us here. They can kill us with the apple, the tempting apple, to take our Scream Puff. So they don't have that. Should I kept the land? Yeah, I should have kept the land in hand in case they had Hopeless Nightmare. Yeah, you're right. Well, the gingerbread is a food and it's in play. I don't think that I really expect our opponent who's mastered to leave open 2 mana for nothing. You might be right, though. Oh, that's... That would have also killed them, right? Because it's a 3/3 haste. Because I can play this and this. They both killed them, right? All right. Another W. Not bad, not bad. I'm not sure we played that game properly, but our opponents certainly could have played a little bit differently on their draw 2. They could have surveilled 4 beforehand. Yeah, that is definitely, that owl is not Hootle, that's for sure. A challenging hand. We'll keep it. A challenging... We're going to hold on to Brave the Wilds because we want to draw a swamp, and so we want to keep it in our deck. That's what I'm thinking anyway. Because I think it's pretty unlikely we're actually going to need to curve out, because we don't have that many 3s in our deck. But I'm sure we're going to draw the Sweet Tooth Witch here and be massively punished for our choice. Right. Do we want to bargain this for a 3/3? Probably not. I'd rather bargain for a fight spell. Oh god. We definitely needed to do this before playing our land. Alright, it's fine. It's fine! Alright, chat, we're not gonna draw a swamp. It's fine. It's fine. Under no circumstances will we draw a swamp here. 0. It will not happen. I have been told it is... I think we play Ashiok here, because I think Scream Puff is just going to get bopped anyway. I need the tokens to sack to bargain for these two anyway, right?
Someone more deserving of my art.
I don't know about that one. That was a pretty generous gift our opponent gave us. They could have done it on our... they could have just done it on our upkeep to kill one of this, right? Because of the Dream Spoiler Witches. We can't use the thing on the upkeep. I think that might have been a stronger play from them. This guy is pretty awesome. Agatha's Champion, big fan. Alright. This flyer is a problem, but we have lots of ways to deal with it, though. Maybe we handy grapple this thing. Let's attack here. I don't think I actually need to be this aggressive. I will freely admit it, that it's an aggressive line. But I think we're in a position that maybe some aggression could be used. Because if they kill our Scream Puff, they can attack us, and it's like, we don't really want to block at these. I mean, we can, but we would probably double block the Sage. It's not the greatest trade for us. Can I just return Planeswalkers? No, only creature cards. We can't, we can take it by Nightmares, this thing, to put a counter on both of these, right? That's a pretty aggressive line, I like it. Are we getting 2 mana deal throughs? Yeah, that card is probably pretty bad. They make these cards in every set and they're always bad. They're just always, always, always bad. Like, Gideon's Reproach was a 1 white deal forward or an attacker or blocker. And that card is, like, borderline unplayable in limited, in my experience. And that one's only a deal 3, so... It's the same problem that white removal always has. It's just... It's a removal spell that essentially gives your opponent life. Because if you want to use it on a blocking creature... your opponent will have already blocked with it. Like, you're going to attack with like a 3/4 or 4/4 creature. They're going to block, and then you use that card on them. So, like, it's like kill a creature your opponent gains 3, which is like Path of Peace, which is just like a terrible card. Right? It's just... I don't want anything to do with it. Like, at that point, if you're dealing 3 to a blocker to kill an X3, why don't you just play a creature instead? Because at least if you play a creature, it's good when they don't have a creature to kill. Like, you just play a random 3/3, like a 3/2 creature, the set's full of them. You don't have to play a card like that. Hellish Archivist. Its power level is secret. That was probably a bit ambitious from our opponent. That really probably wasn't necessary, but... I will probably main phase this. Yeah, good choice. I could have been turned it, but I have so few like 4 and 5 drops. 4s in my deck, so it doesn't even matter. Oh, it is time. Dowser and Gloom is back, baby. So the Dowser, not Dowsinger, Dowser of Lights, right? Is that what it was? It was a 4 and a black 4/5, no text, just a vanilla creature in Ravnica. And it was Return to Ravnica, and it was really good. It was like the perfect size, and it dominated limited. How the times have changed. We have time, but how much time do we have? Nope. We'll have more time if this resolves and they don't kill it. Ah! Look at the sabotage. Look at the sabotage. Look at it. Look at the sabotage. Tapping my black mana, because I'm going to draw the 2 black card here, aren't I? Oh, I did draw I did draw a card that did something. Fine. I think we have some plays this turn, don't we, chat? If they make us discard 2 cards, I'm going to be extremely sad. Maybe we should have held on to that land. In retrospect. Because there's a mind rot in this format. 3 and a black, discard 2, get a wicked roll. I probably should have held on that land. It's the previous couple of sets have not had a reason to hold on to lands. Unfortunately, this set has many, so... Interesting. guess we do this first, right? This Brave the Wilds has been excellent.
I shall unveil a beautiful nightmare. Go and drink deep of sorrow.
Which one of these? Oh no, we want to kill the one that has scry on it, right? The ward one I'm not too concerned about. We can upgrade our 1/1 into a 2/2 if we plus this. Plus it makes it so like a removal spell doesn't kill it. Drawing a card is pretty potent. The 2/1/1s is kind of good too. I think I need... Okay, well...
Yes, this memory will do.
That could have gone better. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we cleared 3 lands off the top. Oh, here you are. I've heard tales. I've heard tales of you existing. Let's see if they'll even continue the game. I'm probably thinking too far. Are they just gonna concede here? Okay, they didn't concede. Exile the one you don't want, because that's like a thing that people do. Let's exile cards we don't want. Yikes. This is honestly just bad UI. There's no reason that there's no reason. Reading the card, it says, look at the top 2 cards of your library, exile one of them and put the other into your hand. There is no reason for that dialogue to exile the one you choose. Look at it. It just says exile one of them. It doesn't say, right? Nah. It doesn't have, the dialogue could say, the exile, they could make the dialogue to be correct, to be proper. Instead of whatever it is now, which is just lunacy.
ideas start
Like, seriously. The thing is, there is no way a designer didn't... Like, when they implemented the cards, surely a designer did a pass on the cards and the UI and the dialogue choices for all of them, right? In order for them to have programmed that dialogue, a designer would have needed to sign off on it. There's no way the designer played a single game with Ashiok if they wanted to do that. There's absolutely, because any designer who plays that card and would do exactly what I just did and say, oh yeah, this dialogue has to be changed. Yeah, especially since, like, oh, I really want to draw this card, and you plus the Ashiok, and it's the card you want. Great, let's click. I want this card. Let me see the. And then it's like, oh no, that's the card you don't get. Absolutely not. Like, MTG Arena is already not Magic the Gathering in its purest form, right? There are concessions you make from tuning a game from real life to digital, right? You're already making concessions. You can just make the UI good. It doesn't matter what the card says. Make the UI good. The rotisserie elemental is here. They could have a reason for doing this if they have the recommission. I don't think it was an oops. There's actually a good reason to do that, so. Yes, missing matter. That happened on MTGO. There was a card. There was an Arc Demon that was the best card in the game in that limited format. It was a card that made your opponent choose all but 2 creatures and sacrifice the rest. Well, it turns out if you can just like you can just pass, and it just sacked all your creatures. It was so bad, even if you have 2 creatures. I mean, I don't know what my play is if the plan isn't to double block this. I don't know what my play is this game. Like, am I just gonna take 1 million damage from that the whole game, right? I mean, it doesn't seem necessary. I think every time I'll hold on to this horseman, it's gonna use a Driven Search here. It's conceivable I should have main phased this to get the warehouse tabby, but I don't want to draw the warehouse tabby, so it's pretty unlikely that they want to do that. I'm just looking for gruff triplets, basically, right? We want the grapple, and I guess we want the Archivist over the other one. It is here! It's a horror, that's what it does. Alright. That's legit. It might have been reasonable to just play Archivist there instead, but... Oh, doesn't this only work on auras? Oh no, it is enchantments, you're right. Yeah, maybe that would have been better, you're right. I thought it was auras only. It's actually enchantments. That's better than I thought. They killed it just in time. The uncommon. Oh, I'm not. I was only half wrong. Is that right? Oh, this one is our. I was confused. You're right. Lord of Depression. Thanks for bringing that up. You're right. This is the one that's ours only. The Archivist is the rare that's any enchantment. No, you're totally right. Wait, they have the exile bargain or the destroyed bargain. Oh, hello. The Beanstalk is a totally reasonable card. It's 1 and a green, draw 3 cards. Minimum. Sometimes draw 4. Or draw 3 and bargain. A totally reasonable card. A totally reasonable and passable card. Not at all. Not remotely reasonable. Like, worst case scenario, it's just like a Prophetic Prism. Like, you can just play it, draw a card, and then bargain it away, right? Like, the worst case scenario doesn't even exist. Like, it can't be bad. Every time we played our Elvish Archivist, our opponent has just shot it on sight. Which I guess isn't so bad here, because if we play this, then they kill it, then we can return it, and then turn 4 we can play Archivist into up the Beanstalk, right? The Rotisserie is back. It's back, ladies and gentlemen. Cannot be stopped. How dangerous is it for me to wait here? I don't think it's that dangerous. Our opponents are cooking. You got that right. I think I need to hold on to this, honestly. Although, maybe I just want to get to 6 mana. Maybe I don't hold on to it. That's just... It's probably too greedy to hold on to this, actually. I need a triple green. I need this 3rd green anyway. Burninator, there are 3 sealed events every weekend. Oh, you know what? I should have actually held on to it and then made a 3/3 next turn. That would have been better, right? That probably would have been better. I didn't even think about it. That's totally what I should have done. I could have played up the Beanstalk, draw 2 cards, and then sack it. I made a 3/3. And untap 3/3 here. Would have been way better. Oh, was that a treasure? Wait, where did that guy? Oh, this made a treasure? What even happened? I don't know what happened. I mean, we just need to live, right? So. We Ruan's Grim Surge, bargaining. Losing 2 life is not great, but it's 2 cards looking. I think this is actually probably fine. Maybe we find the tappy. Oh. And concession. No concession? A brave fellow. Okay. The game is so easy. No big deal. Look, I'm not saying that Grunt Triplets isn't a good card, but I don't think it's actually like, it's not like the end all be all. First of all, there's a ton of counter spells in the format. Second of all, there's a ton of exiles. Third of all, there's a bunch of -X effects. Fourth of all, there's a bunch of bounce effects. Like, yes, is it a good card? Yes. Is it even close to Hourglass Coven? Absolutely not. Not even close in the same universe as Hourglass Coven. Hourglass Coven is a way better card. It's like the best card in the history of Magic Limited was Hourglass Coven. All right, reasonable. I thought about using Feed the Cauldron on the 2/2. I just felt like there's probably just something better to do, right? Gotta be better creatures than 2/2s to kill. For instance, a 3/3 or 3/2, right? I mean, it's not like way better. It's certainly better. Need to draw a 5th land. Okay, we drew a 5th land. Probably gonna get disdainful stroke. Right? Probably shouldn't have even sacked anything, but he's gonna get stroked. Ah. Do you have spell stutter or disdainful stroke number 2?
Let me shape your fears into something beautiful. Such enticing thoughts.
The Coven makes some warlocks that have like upkeep that like all pay rent. That's a weird choice. I'm kind of scared. Why would they attack not Ashiok? Because Ashiok just makes 2 blockers, so like why wouldn't you just attack Ashiok there? It's kind of nonsensical if you ask me. I don't get that at all.
There is no waking from these nightmares.
I probably should have done this first. Wait, what? Wait. These don't trigger when you kill tokens? Oh, it only works on cards. There. Okay, maybe that was bad then. No, it only works on cards. Man, is our opponent ever gonna draw land?
Such an unrefined audience.
Oh man, Scream Puff with a monster roll? Oh wow. That's kind of insane. Trample Death Touch. Get a food. That could have gone better. I mean, are we gonna do better than this? We can do better than that. We already have Ferocious Werefox, right? So. Our opponent is really good at not drawing lands. I guess we're dead. We should have killed the flyer. If I'd known the Ashiok ability only works on cards, I would have exiled the flyer. So that's on me. I also messed up by bargaining with the High Fate Negotiator. There was no reason to sack a food to this, because I knew it was going to get countered. So, that's another mistake I made this game. I just like black hole 3 life for no reason. For the option to maybe make my opponent lose 3 life, and like it doesn't, my opponent's life total didn't even matter. It was just like a really bad play. We punted this one pretty bad. Because we could have played this game completely differently if we had 3 more life to work with. We could have kept we could have kept the screen puff. We could have just kept it on top instead of putting it on the bottom. We have 3 more life to work with. I kind of just want to concede to save time. Pretty sure we don't have any outs. Grab out this thing would have been the best draw. Guess we can draw the crab apple thing. No. Yeah, that was bad. Big, huge mistake. I knew right as I did it that it was a mistake to bargain that. So obviously I had Disdainful Stroke or Spell Stutter. We had a loss to give, fortunately, but that was I think that was a free win, honestly. Is it time for Elvish Archivist to show its... basically, Elvish Archivist has been 2 mana 0-1 this entire draft. Is it finally time for Elvish Archivist to give our opponent the what for? In game number 8. It is a 2 mana 0-1 flag bearer. It was kind of ambitious to do that, honestly. We probably could have played Voracious Vermin there instead, but we would have taken a lot of damage still. This is an instant. That's kind of cool. And it's hidden by the fact that we have a food. So us not auto-passing a 2-mana open doesn't matter. This is only once per turn, sadly. It might be too ambitious for me to play this and not kill their creature. I think it's better for me to kill their creature than it is for me to play Voracious Vermin, even though it's not as mana efficient. And I don't want to play Sweet Tooth Witch because I want this to pump the Archivist next turn as well, right? Only once per turn of the Archivist, so I couldn't play 3 bowls and play this. I mean, I could, but... I don't know if the game is over, but it's certainly to my advantage. I'll agree to that. I don't think I want to play 2 3s here, because if I draw a land, I can't make 2 plays next turn. I guess I can just do this and activate this to tap something. Yeah, I guess that's reasonable. Plus, we don't know, maybe pay for the ward cost on this anyway. Okay, it is probably reasonable. Pretty good. I think attacking with the token is potentially a line, but maybe that witch attack was a bit ambitious. When I don't attack with the rat token as well. Probably should have attacked with the rat token as well. Making our Voracious Vermin a 3-2 if they block it. This is losable. Because I made that play. Because I both attacked and didn't attack with the rat token. It's a losable game, I think. It would be a chump attack, but it's just a chump attack to put a counter on those. You get some better blocks. Plus, I've got 9 points of life over here, just chilling. There's like no reason to attack with the 3-2. Mm-hmm. Okay. Pretty passive play there, honestly. I would have expected something a little bit more aggressive from them. Archivist is a very, very angry fellow. Goodbye, my ready friend. Tell you what, this Brave the Wilds has been extremely impressive. I did not think it would be as good as it has been. Now the question is, do we kill this tapper? I think we do. Does Ashiok even do anything? I don't think it does anything. I don't know if there's an overrun in the format. If there is, maybe I played wrong. But yeah, that was a good 7-win draft. Archivist. So the worst cards in our deck were Warehouse Tabby. That was just a blank. Witch Stalker was obviously just a blank. Archivist didn't perform that well, but it always died, so I don't know if that was its fault. The Voracious Vermin didn't do very well for us. The Sweet Tooth Witch was okay. Honestly, the Fell Horseman wasn't that good because our plan was just to play 5-drop into 5-drop into 5-drop, and so like, if we drew this, if it wasn't going to be a Hill Giant, it needed to be like a turn 8 play, which is like turn 7 or turn 8 play, which is kind of whatever. And then the worst card after that, I mean, probably Hopeless Nightmare, just because I didn't have any synergy cards for it. But I don't think Hopeless Nightmare is a bad card, or even a bad card in this deck. But either Hopeless Nightmare or Elvish Archivist were the next worst card. Whenever you draft, I find it to be a very useful learning method to identify the 5 worst cards in your deck, and then also identify if any of the cards in your sideboard would have been better. Troublemaker Oofy might have actually would have been better than Warehouse Tabby, probably. So I think that was probably a mistake. So you could have played that one. And what about Barrow Naughty? We didn't have that. Do we have any other fairies? Probably as a 1/3 flyer, probably not worth it. If we had like 2 fairies, I could see playing it. Rat Out. Was Rat Out better than Hopeless Nightmare? Probably no. Don't think so. I didn't want this card ever. I didn't want this card. Although this card would have been reasonable. Maybe the Verdant Outrider would have been better than something here too. Maybe, I don't think it was better than... I mean, Warehouse Tabbies are clearly the worst card, so... So these 5 were the worst cards in our deck. I guess 6. These 6 were the worst cards in our deck. Elvish Archivist was... The fact that it always died has to mean something, right? That it was like a lightning rod for our opponent's creatures. So let's just say that these are like the 6 worst cards, and we should probably play Troublemaker Oofy over the Tabby. And maybe considered playing Verdant Outrider over the Hopeless Nightmare. I think those are both reasonable things to consider. Yeah, the fact that white has pacifisms and Oblivion Rings, right? It has the ability to like, has enchantments that you really want to kill. I think probably a good idea to have it. Yeah. Yeah. But everything else performed really well. We learned that Ashiok does not work nearly as well as we would have thought. The UI in Ashiok is pretty bad, and the Nightmare tokens only work on cards and not tokens, so I used Taken by Nightmares on a token, thinking that it would pump my Nightmares, and it doesn't do that. So that was kind of awkward. I think the game we lost, we could have won it if we had played better. But overall, it was a good draft. Thanks everybody for watching, and don't forget to follow me on Twitch and Twitter, or watch me live on Twitch, or if you're watching this on YouTube, then subscribe to me on YouTube. Yeah, the Scream Puffs were like, basically, Scream Puffs were Phage, right? The Scream Puffs, the Scream Puffs had player death touch. Like it is really good. I'm looking forward to playing more with Scream Puff.